And now for the moment everyone's been waiting for, the swimsuit contest. I'm actually really glad we ended up at the beach in this route because I've always wanted to see what this me option would, where it would get us. So let's check it out.
やっぱり私かな。いや当然だけどね。誰を選んでもなんかあれだし。だったら少々感じ悪く思われても私ってことにしとけば、私だけが責められて終わりなんだから。それでいいんだよ。
Now is the ever-reliable sweet sister. Now, all that's left is to survive the retorts from the two beauties with amazing bodies. Or so I had thought. Are you being sarcastic? Or serious?
ヌケコが一番輝いてるのは事実だからさ。海に来て一番はしゃいでるのはあんただし。よっぽど課題のストレスが溜まっていたのね。反動力とでも言うのかしら。いまいち褒められてるって気がしない。
And so, until noon, we swim and play to our heart's content. This all looks a little familiar. So after we run away from our problems like a real adult does, when we find out school's gonna start again, turns out we end up in front of the school, which is different from what we've encountered on the other routes. So let's see what awaits us. After walking aimlessly around the city for about an hour, I end up in front of the school. Right, can't escape it. Any student will tell you that. Teacher out in the wild. Look at her, she's wearing like her normal clothing too.
そういうわけじゃないんですけど。明日から学校ですね。
Yes, it does start from tomorrow. Miss O'Hara says, looking at the school building.
はい、それで私逃げたくて。
The truth tumbles out of my lips and I panic. Of course, Miss O'Hara will scold me for saying that.
わかります。逃げたいですよね。
Miss O'Hara's response is unexpected. I look at Miss O'Hara with large, round eyes. Still looking at the school building, Miss O'Hara laughs, softly.
だって大変でしょ。看護の勉強って。先生も同じでしたし。
That's right, Miss O'Hara had also attended the nursing academy.
先生も逃げたいって？もちろん思いましたよ。それどころか。それどころか？いえ、何でもありません。大幸さんは明日学校来ますよね。
Miss O'Hara's angelic smile, the object of my admiration.
はい。
I nod.
それじゃ、また明日学校で。
Under the starry sky. And here we are at the cultural festival. We did not get a letter from Sakya asking us to come up on the route, which is good and bad. I mean, I like kissing Sakya, but I certainly don't like getting stabbed. So I guess this is okay. Let's just go and enjoy the festival. I assume we're going to run into Kaede at some point. I'm all for that. Why don't you take a little break? It's a school festival after all, so why don't you go take a look around? I decided to follow Nao's suggestion. I leave the classroom and start taking a look around the school building. Even though I'm probably biased, I think our cafe is still the best. I'm so very satisfied with what we achieved. I did my best after all, even more than for my studies. That's the spirit. Probably. Walking around, I suddenly realize how quiet my surroundings have become. The tumult of the school festival sounds far off in the distance. It seems like this part of the school wasn't being used. I don't see any people around, and it's deathly silent. And then... here we go again. I realize that I've reached the infamous archive room at the far end of the second floor, the one that's not being used anymore. Here I am again. When was it again that I came here last time? I don't remember. I'm reminded of Nao's ghost story, and a shiver runs down my spine. It's gossip, just gossip, an urban legend, or should I call it an academic legend? Oh, you are a clever one, aren't you, Asuka? When I came here last time, the door had been slightly ajar, but this time it's firmly closed. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. I'm standing in front of the door. Some girl who wasn't good at drawing blood during classes was told to practice by herself. So she practiced secretly in the archive room. She still wasn't very good at it, and ended up stabbing herself again and again. Yes, thinking about it calmly, that kind of thing could never be possible. I laugh, obviously, and with no real conviction. I'm reminded of how scared Miss Itsuki gets when you mention any ghost stories. Oh, please do, Asuka. I love when you tease Itsuki. It's so reminiscent. I chuckle to myself as I come up with some mischief, since she's always the one messing with me. Is that crying? Uh-oh. I freeze into place as if petrified. I feel like I just heard something. I look round. As I thought, no sign of anyone. There's no one here except me. I would be able to tell if there were anyone else here. It's because I started talking about the crying girl. I frightened myself. Let's keep this a secret. Though there's no real reason to. I deliberately speak out loud to myself in an attempt to maintain my composure. I feel like I do that all the time. I talk to people who aren't really there. Yes, definitely. I'm startled again and look around. No sign of anyone in the hallways. A cold chill runs up my spine. There are no spots around here where anyone could be hiding. I would have noticed if there were, definitely. Since I haven't noticed anyone. I definitely heard something. I'm sure I heard something from inside the archive room. The sound of someone crying. Run away. Run away, run away, run away! Run away, run away, run away. I'm not reading all those runaways. You get the point. So much running away! That's the only thought going through my mind. It's the obvious thing to do. I'm about to start running away from this place like a bullet out of a gun. But my feet are frozen in place. No, I don't mean an evil spirit is tying me to the spot. I just can't move. I stand still in front of the door. The voice I just heard from inside the archive room. That crying voice. And now curiosity takes hold. I have to find out who it is. It's not like I heard the voice well enough to really distinguish whose voice it was. I have no choice but to open the door if I want to find out. I swallow once more with a big gulp and reach out towards the door. What if it's a trap set by the crying girl's ghost? She might have made herself sound like a familiar voice, and then as I open the door, she might just suddenly swallow me whole. No way, that's totally what ghosts do. They just swallow you. They unhinge their jaws and just swallow you. Because they're totally empirical. I mean, they're not, but why would she do that? My imagination really took a weird turn there. My curiosity has always sort of been my weak point. Wait, since when? Have there been hints of Asuka's curiosity, like not explicitly stated but implied in the other routes? Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it, but has Asuka really been portrayed to be a curious person? I don't know. I am honestly asking because I don't know if I noticed that. Curiosity killed jellyfish. I'm just gonna let you have that one, Asuka. I swallow again and put my hand on the door handle once more. Let's find out the truth behind this ghost once and for all, I think to myself. I'm keeping my war cry to myself, though. In reality, I open the door very slowly and timidly. It's not locked. I open the door just a crack, so I can look inside the archive room ever so slightly. I bring my eye towards the crack and peer inside. As I look inside, I see an angel. Before I realize, my hand has already pushed open the door, and my voice has already called out. I mean, really, do we need to ask that at this point? We should just assume Ohara's either crying or freaking out. The girl inside the archive room happens to be Miss Ohara. She's wearing her white uniform. It's the angel in white. Miss Ohara is crying. She's in a crouched posture, except for her face, which is facing up, looking at me. And with her eyes still moist with tears, she repeats once more. Her eyes keep on blinking. I'm still in the doorway, and she's in the center of the archive room. We don't exchange any more words. Without any particular meaning attached to it, we're just staring at each other. Seeing her with tears in her eyes, just like that one time, a while ago. I can't help having this inappropriate thought. Miss Ohara's lips start moving, but no words come out. I don't know what she's trying to say. Miss Ohara coughs, still in this crouching position, before speaking. Oh no, we gotta break the tension somehow. Listen, do you come here often to cry and leave tears on the floor?
大丈夫ですか先生。先生泣いてるから。
As I pointed out,
違います。これは違うんです。違うんです。
where did you pick up that saying? You've been hanging out with Itsuki? Don't say that, it triggers me. Her face turns bright red. She stands up. She wipes the tears on her white sleeve as if none of this ever happened.
おお、かわいすぎ。泣いてません。何でもないです。本当です。先生なら平気で。
She tries to act as if nothing happened, but... Oh, don't cry. What's wrong? Tell us. At this point, you've already confided so much to us that really you shouldn't be embarrassed anymore. New tears immediately come welling up from her eyes. Well, tears aren't such an easy thing to stop after all.
先生。ドア閉めてもらえる。あ、はい、すみません。
I close the door in a hurry, and only then do I realize that I'm now inside the archive room. I hope this will be okay.
私出てた方が。
Nope, you're in too deep. In too deep. Ohara can't let you leave alive. I mean, what? That's not what's going on here, clearly. Miss Ohara shakes her head. I guess that means it's okay for me to be here.
いてくれた方が。
In response to Miss O'Hara's words, I nod. In such a small space, just Miss O'Hara and me. She's still sobbing a little bit as I close the door. She then speaks with a wry smile.
恥ずかしいところ見られてしまった。
Oh, now you're apologizing for this.
はい。これで何度目かしら、大幸さんには。
Yeah, it's weird. We really have to stop meeting this way. I mean, it's uncomfortable on both ends.
はい。
I don't know how to answer, so I give her a vague reply. Miss O'Hara is probably talking about everything which happened surrounding that resignation letter. A tiny part of me thinks that this might have something to do with that as well. Miss O'Hara continues sniffling for a while longer before finally heaving a heavy sigh. Her tears have finally stopped, and it seems as if she has calmed down. Not sure what to say, I'm just standing there, looking at her. Maybe I could ask her if she's really the true identity of the crying girl.
ごめんなさいね。付き合わせてしまって。いえ。大幸さんはどうしてこんなところへ？それはたまたま通りかかって偶然。偶然？そう。
Miss O'Hara seems to smile a little.
辞職願いのこととか、人目を忍んでこんなところでこそこそ泣いてるとか。こんな先生のこともう目標にしようなんて思わなくなったでしょ。いえ、そんなことは。
I shake my head vigorously. Though it's true that my image of her has changed a little since I saw her for the first time on the first day of school.
先生は今でも私の
Reaching my hand towards the starry sky.
大事な星です。
Ah, that's like the best compliment in the world coming from Asuka. Miss O'Hara's eyes widen a little bit as I say this.
さあ
I'm getting a mix of different impressions from her voice as she mutters this. Then Miss O'Hara looks out of the window as she speaks.
ここはね、私だけの秘密の場所なの。秘密の場所？もう学校で使われてなくて、教員も生徒も誰も使うことのない、忘れられた、誰も知らない私だけの場所。いえ、結構知られちゃってます。噂話、かっこ怪談、かっこ閉じになっちゃってるくらいで。
I'll keep that to myself for now.
ごめんなさい。もう大丈夫だから。
Miss O'Hara flashes me a bright smile. She still sounds a bit emotional, though.
大崎さんも出し物があるでしょ？カフェだったわね。
Yes, about that, can I ask why we even do a school festival? Oh, okay, never mind. It's not the time and the place for this.
今は休憩中？また戻らなくてはいけないんでしょ？あまり引き止めても悪いわ。私も出るから行きましょう。はい。
I can't help wondering if she's really okay. Well, if she says so herself, I turn towards the door. Miss O'Hara follows behind me. I put my hand on the door handle. And just then, I think to myself, I should assure her that I won't talk about this to anyone.
そうだ、先生。
But as I turn back... Oh no. No. What's wrong, Kaede? Don't be sad.
売り返してる。
Her tears, which I thought had stopped, have started flowing again.
ごめんなさい。もう落ち着いたと思ったんだけど。
Miss O'Hara is wiping her tears with her sleeve.
先生なら大丈夫だから、大崎さんは行っていいわ。ごめんなさい。私はもう少し。先生、でも本当に大丈夫よ。カフェもまだ忙しいでしょ。だから戻って。
Oh no. Oh, I don't know what to choose. Okay, this is definitely a save-worthy moment. I feel like either of these could be correct because like obviously it's like, well, I'll stay with her, right? I mean, to me that's what I instinctively want to go with. I'll stay with her. And like comfort her, and she could tell me what's wrong because she still hasn't told me what's wrong. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, sometimes people need space and I should go back. But the last time I thought that, I got the fucking Sakia bad end. So I don't know if I should be giving people their space. Okay, okay, instincts. We're just gonna go with I'll stay with her. I think to myself that I can't leave Miss O'Hara behind like this.
なんで泣いてるんだろう。
I find myself returning to this
その
question.
涙は何の涙なんだろう。
This question is whirling inside of my mind, but I immediately chase it out. For now, the reason isn't important, though I do feel
だっ
curious.
て痛いなって思っちゃったんだもん。
It's not out of kindness or a sense of
あ
responsibility.
の、先生。
Miss O'Hara looks at me with tear-soaked eyes. I internally apologize to Now, and just in case, to Miss Sakya and Miss Itsuki as well. I tell them I'm sorry for not coming back yet. I'll have to apologize to them properly face to face later.
私います。先生が泣き止むまで。大幸さんいます。だからゆっくり落ち着いてください。邪魔だったら行きますけど。はい。
Miss O'Hara shakes her head.
邪魔じゃないわ。大幸さん。
She speaks to me shyly. In the end, it takes quite a while before Miss O'Hara truly calms down. In order to do something about the gloomy atmosphere in the room, I open the window a little bit. We can faintly hear the murmurs from the festival. But the festival is probably about to end soon.
なおちゃん、心配してるかな?
And since I left my smartphone over there, I can't contact her. My break time ended a while ago.
咲夜さん、怒ってるだろうな。
Yeah, she probably is. I'll just prepare myself to get scolded later. Yeah, it can't be helped.
大幸さんには。
Miss O'Hara speaks to me from behind as I'm staring out of the window. I look back at her.
ずいぶん知られてしまったわね。本当の私を。本当の。みんなの生徒の前にいる時の私は本当の私じゃないの。無理し。
The O'Hara family. I heard about that on my first day at school, and since then, I've heard classmates talking about it sometimes too. Everyone in the medical world apparently knows about how important the O'Hara family has been in the field of medicine, though I didn't know, and Miss O'Hara is the younger of two daughters of this family. Her parents are both amazing, and her sister is such a great nurse that she even won the Nightingale Award. Miss O'Hara herself has an amazing record as well, having been nominated for the award as well, but pulling out of the contest of her own accord. She's my role model. She's my star.
でも
There are so many things about her which are just adorable as well.
おでこにキスしてもらったっけ?
I'm reminded of how nice that was.
あの
Though part of me thinks that it might be none of my business.
生徒が先生に何言ってんだって。
But I say it anyway.
私の前ではそういうのなしでいいですから。無理とかしなくて。大幸さん。今更ですし。
Oh no, we made her cry again. Way to go, Asuka. Miss O'Hara suffers another stab. She had finally calmed down, but now there's tears in her eyes again. Flustered, I shake my hand in front of me. Seeing like this, Miss O'Hara chuckles. She's finally smiling.
そうね。もう手遅れね。大幸さんには。
Right? It was a joke. Joke. It was a joke.
なんていうか。そうさせてもらおうかしら。でも、みんなの前ではそうはいきませんよ。そうですね。
Only when it's just the two of us, then. Now I think about it, that's understandable.
ありがとう。本当にもう大丈夫なようよ。
She sounds refreshed. Her voice sounds pretty much the way it usually sounds. I feel some relief.
じゃあそろそろ行きましょうか。
That's true for me. But I suppose, being a teacher, she can't afford to spend too much time in here either. Then Miss O'Hara blinks her eyes in apparent surprise.
まあ私ったら
Oh, please, we all cry. Can't tell you how many times I've cried at work before. Her eyes widen as she continues.
そうね教務室に戻らないと鬼の教頭になって
Whoa! You can't just throw evil around. That's a very harsh word. Damn, girl.
じゃあ急いで出ましょう私も怒られちゃう
I say this with a smile before taking the lead and stepping towards the door again. I walk a few steps, but then my hand is grabbed from behind.
まさかまだ優しいのね
I turn back. As I turn back, Miss O'Hara's face is right in front of mine. It's so close. An angel's face. She's smiling. She's close, and she's coming even closer.
あれ
This is not professional. Excuse me. That's a very pretty clip she wears in her hair, though. Anyways. Miss O'Hara's lips. This angel's lips. Wait. What? Is that... Hold on, excuse me. That was a really quick little scene there. Did I guess... Okay. Alright, well, I don't know what the hell we are getting ourselves involved with on this route, but I think that's a good place to stop. Next time, we'll see what kind of shenanigans we get into with Miss O'Hara, because I have a feeling they're coming. Until then, take care.